Hey, I'm author Shannon Reber, and this is Genre's Bookshop Podcast. And today, fabulous narrator Brandy Balefire and moi are interviewing Wesley Watts, the writer of a very, very good sci-fi book that I absolutely love. So, hi.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And okay, so you have how many books now in total?
So under Wesley Watts, just the one.
Okay.
So, I don't know if we want to go into that whole thing, but it's a bit of a story how I got started, like
If you want to tell me that,
12 years ago.
okay.
Um, oh, so okay.
If you want to,
Yes,
sure.
I
always.
guess I opened, I guess I opened that door.
You did, and we're gonna walk through it.
We will, we will.
All right, so I used to write under a different pen name.
Okay.
Um, this was around 2010, 2012-ish.
Okay.
I released Um, I got a piece of flash fiction published in Flashman Magazine, which is a Canadian
Ooh.
e-zine,
Okay.
um, which is kind of like the first thing that I got done, and they paid me like $5.
Woot.
Ooh. That's more than I
Um,
made on a couple of my books.
and as you guys probably know, flash fiction is 1,000 words, so it was just like
Okay.
one quick scene.
Right.
And the editor really liked it and was like, "You should expand this."
Oh.
So I turned that into a novel,
Okay.
which I self-published, and I think I made some mistakes with that one.
Okay.
Looking back, I was pretty proud of it at the time, but the characters were kind of flat. The ideas
Oh.
were kind of cool, but it was mediocre. Let's say that.
Okay.
We learn and we
Um,
grow.
We
we
learn
do.
exactly, exactly.
Um, it was selling actually okay, and I made a little bit of money off of it for a little while. And then the next thing that I did, um, while I was basically publishing that, me and an author friend of mine co-wrote a steampunk novella.
Hmm.
Um,
That's
we
cool.
it was a lot of fun, and we worked together, and it was this really crappy marketing job. So we're writing marketing copy, but the job actually took us about 3 to 4 hours a day, and we're stuck in
Oh.
this office for 8 hours. So we just started writing, and we're
Okay.
like passing this Word document back and forth, um,
Oh my
and
gosh.
we co-wrote the entire novella at
That's
work.
amazing.
Um, Self-published it, and then shortly after we self-published it, we actually got it picked up by a small press.
Nice. Okay.
So they republished it. They asked us to add about 10,000 words to it because it was about 35,000 words
Okay.
before, and then we
Hmm.
got up to like 45,000 words. So we kind of rewrote some of it,
Okay.
added that in, and then that was intended to be a series. So like each book was kind of like we looked at it like a television show, kind
Okay.
of thing.
Yeah.
And like we got a lot of compliments on it. People were comparing it to Firefly, which I thought was
Oh,
amazing.
that's a great
Yeah.
comparison.
Um,
Ooh.
yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it. We were like halfway through the second one, and I got a head injury. So I got a
Oh.
massive concussion, um, and basically couldn't write anymore.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
so I went after that. I went for about 7 years without being able to write anything. I didn't read a
Mhm.
single book during that time, because I my concentration was gone. So
Okay, okay.
I'd
Right.
start reading or writing, and I'd get like a couple paragraphs in, and I wouldn't remember how I got started.
Oh
Oh
man.
man,
So
that's so hard.
That sounds like torture.
It
it was pretty
does.
bad. So
Gosh,
I I went through kind of a dark phase there.
makes sense.
And as I kind of got back, like
Understandably.
I kept trying, I kept trying, I kept trying, I kept failing.
Hmm.
Um, and then eventually I started working on this book,
Okay.
and something clicked.
Oh, I like the
Nice.
Um,
click. That's
We love
excellent.
when that happens.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my first book that I've been able to finish, since that time.
Okay.
Total, I guess I kind of missed some stuff in there, but total I've written about 5 or 6 books.
Okay.
But most
Okay.
of them were absolute trash. So,
See, I
um,
have this I
Don't
have
feel
this
bad about it. You're
feeling.
not the only one.
Oh, I
have
think
this
it's
feeling that they're
natural.
not.
Yeah.
I have this feeling they're not actually bad. I have that feeling because you
Right.
just you have that way about you. I
Yeah,
think you're a
maybe they're
lot
not
better
as
than you
bad as
say
he
you are.
thinks they are.
I
He's
think
probably just
that's
hard
it.
on himself.
Yep.
I appreciate saying that, but I think at least the first one is just unmitigated garbage.
Yeah.
At
Well, you
least
know
the
what?
first
Even
one. But
when I first read the little snippet that he put on ACX, I actually when we started communicating, I was like, when I read that, I knew that I had to audition because this sounded so Brandon Sanderson. I love Brandon Sanderson. And he was like, I love Brandon Sanderson, so I take that
I
as a huge
do.
compliment.
Hey,
And
hey.
I still think after reading the book, after narrating the book, I still find it very Brandon Sanderson. So it didn't disappoint in
Agreed.
the least.
Yes.
But I have listened to Brandon Sanderson's lectures, and even he will admit to mistakes that he's made in
Mhm.
books. So it's
Right.
not like Brandon Sanderson is the perfect, most amazing author. Like he recognizes within himself, where
Oh yeah.
you make mistakes and I mean, just being honest with yourself is part of the process, like you said.
Well, I've actually told a few, because I'm part of like a number of groups online of
Mhm.
authors and writers and stuff, and I've actually told a number of people now, um, don't expect your first book to be good.
Right.
It's
I
true.
actually tell people,
Yes.
it happens once in a while. Like I think J.K. Rowling, I think Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, I think that was her first
Mhm.
book.
Sorcerer's
But
Stone.
Oh gosh.
Sorcerer's Stone, not Philosopher's Stone.
We all knew what
Sorry.
he meant.
Sorry.
You didn't have to play
I had
semantics.
to. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
was
Please.
over here just like, I love Harry Potter. Yeah.
I knew you
wait,
were.
I don't know if we're gonna have words here or not, because it was
Oh.
originally Philosopher's Stone.
Oh.
I
Well,
think
it's
it was
Sorcerer's Stone
originally
now.
Philosopher's Stone, and then
Yeah,
she changed it when it became America, like when she
uh,
Americanized it. I
the
think. I'm
the
not sure
U.S.
about that.
publishers made her do that.
Yeah,
They
something like
said
that.
they said Philosopher's Stone wouldn't work in the U.S. and
Oh,
and
okay.
they changed it.
I can
Um,
100% guarantee you that I would not have cared.
I would not have cared
um,
either.
but yeah, but even that one, I think she did like 15 or 16 drafts.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And she got rejected by a
yeah,
butt ton of
yeah.
publishers.
So
Hmm.
I mean, after 15, 16 drafts, is that really still your first book?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh, you
know.
make a good point.
Um,
That's true. It's true.
what's that story about the ship that you replace every part on the ship, and is it really still the same ship at the end of it?
Yeah.
I don't know
Uh,
that. I don't know that parable, but it sounds like a good one.
it's
Makes
Greek. It's
sense.
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of a quick version of my story, and
That's
that you
amazing.
know,
That is a very encouraging
so
story that
It
you
is.
came back to it and you despite your limitation,
yeah,
for a few years, it worked for you. And
it
you
was
wrote
tough.
an amazing story.
Well, thank you. I
You're
appreciate that.
welcome.
Indeed.
And
I
your
really appreciate
narrator
that.
did a very good job
She
bringing the
did.
characters to
She
life,
did all
didn't she?
right.
Oh, that was such a cool process.
You're gonna make me blush.
And how fat like that was so amazing. Your audition was so fast. Um,
I don't know.
I
I think I just like got on one day and I was like, let me just
I
see what they got.
I don't know if like my perception of time was messed up or what, but um I hit publish or whatever you do. I forget what button it is to put that out there.
Right.
And I'm I'm like, I'll I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect, but I guess I'm thinking, I'll get one or two auditions like within a couple of days
Oh
or something.
man.
And
I
then I
I
swear
I think you found something different.
that, yeah, I did definitely found something different. So I hit the button to publish it, or again, whatever that is. And then like 3 minutes later, you send me a 7-minute audition. And I'm like, does this lady have a DeLorean? Like, how did this even happen? Um, and
Wow.
and then I
How
listened to it and I'm
funny.
like, this is fantastic. This is so
Aw.
good.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, how did this happen like right off the bat? And then I have to tell you, like they just started piling up. And
Mm-hmm.
the auditions came in so fast I couldn't listen to all of them as they came in.
Right.
And some of them were not good. But you
Some of
had
them were
some,
probably recorded with their iPhone.
yes.
I can only
Um,
imagine.
yeah, some
Yes,
of them
yes,
are,
yes.
some of them, the audio quality was bad. Uh, some of them were just not the right voice. Some
Yeah,
were
yeah.
just
Mhm.
not very good. There was this one I felt so bad for her. Like this, she sounded like this sweet old lady. She
Oh.
just sounded like, the grandma that you want to hang out with. But I'm
Ah,
like, you
That's
can't
not
do
the
a
voice.
17-year-old.
Oh.
Like
yeah. No.
but she sounded so nice. Um,
Bless her.
but there
Bless your
was,
heart.
Bless her heart.
but I don't know what to, should I call you Andy here or Brandy?
Either way,
Doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't
Okay.
matter.
You did have some competition. There was like 3 or 4 really good
Yeah,
auditions.
that's
Ooh.
good.
Um, and I had to weigh it out a little bit, but I was like, this really is the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Um,
Uh-huh.
and so yeah, I was super happy with that. Obviously I had some trepidation because it's a big project.
Oh
yeah,
But
obviously. I did too. I'm gonna be
you
honest.
were
I thought you were a scam.
really?
I remember the messages she sent me going, I'm
Like,
not sure
Oh,
about
tell
this
me
guy.
about
It
this.
first
Tell
it
me about
came up,
this.
then it was down.
I did because I was like, oh my gosh, like I was like, but this is the name that's messaging me, and this is the name that's on the book. And
Oh,
I was
because
like, I was trying